Now, in order to ensure data ethics, we will take you through some mistakes or assumptions people often make while analyzing data. These are known as data fallacies, which are very popular in statistics. So there are some very popular data fallacies which every analyst should avoid in order to get right insight. On a separate note, I'd like to give credit to geckoboard.com, who have actually collated this information in a very crisp and visual form for easy understanding. Let me take you through some of the very important ones. So, data fallacy number one. This is cherry picking. So, cherry picking is actually the practice of selecting results that fit your claim and excluding those that don't. So, this is one of the worst and most harmful example of being dishonest with data. So, when making an analysis, data adds weight, whether it's a study, experiment, or something that you have read. However, people often only highlight the data that backs their case rather than the entire results. It's mostly prevalent in public debate and politics, where two sides can both present data that backs their position. Cherry picking is usually deliberate, but sometimes can be accidental as well. Data fallacy number two is data dredging. Data dredging refers to repeatedly testing a new hypothesis against the same set of data. So, while failing to acknowledge that most of these correlations will be the result of chance, because I'm not changing my original data, rather I'm just assuming some new hypothesis and testing against the same set of data. So, there is no new data to back up the hypothesis or test against a new data point. Data fallacy number three, the Cobra effect. So, Cobra effect actually refers to the situation when an incentive produces the opposite result that was intended. It's also known as the perverse incentive. It's named from a very historic legend. So the Cobra effect occurs when an incentive for solving a problem created an unintended negative consequence. It's said that in the 1800s, the British Empire wanted to reduce the cobra bite death in India. So they offered a financial incentive for every cobra skin brought to them to motivate cobra hunting. Instead, the people began to farming the cobras. So when the government realized that the incentive wasn't working, they removed it. So the cobra farmers actually released their snakes, increasing the population of cobras. So whenever we set an incentive or goal, make sure you're not accidentally encouraging the wrong behavior. Data fallacy number four, false causality. So false causality is to falsely assume when two events occur together that one must have caused the other. For example, if you look at the chart, it shows that a line graph of global temperatures which have steadily increased over the past 150 years. And another line graph showing the number of pirates declined at a similar rate. But do you think these are correlated? Note that these two events didn't happen because of one another. So the number of pirates didn't decline because of an increase in temperature. Rather, both of these events happened because of industrialization. So never assume causation because of correlation alone. Always you need to gather more information and evidence to conclude. There are other statistical mistakes like sampling bias, the gambler's fallacy, the Simpson's paradox, then regression towards the mean, overfitting, the survivorship bias, the Hawthorne effect, the danger of summary metrics, etc., etc. So you can get more details about all these mistakes of assuming while analyzing the data from the link of Geckoboard. So I hope you can go through this one and get more ideas and examples on this one. So that's mostly all about data fallacy or mistakes in analyzing, and I hope this will be very useful for you while you apply this knowledge in your regular tasks as well.